here. Hearing a lot about NAD lately and its energy boosting capacity, and I'm going to be talking about it on my Health Fix podcast, so I decided why not bring it in and talk about it today. So the precursor to making NAD is something called nicotinamide riboside. This is a supplement. It's been touted for helping with energy, kind of put out there for folks with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, things of that nature. But what do we do to get NAD? We have to take these molecules and then convert to NAD. So products like True Niagen, they are nicotinamide riboside. So we put those into the body, we get an intermediate component here, NMN, it makes NAD. So now this NAD, this molecule, what is it? It is a molecule that helps us to make energy because it's going to be grabbing an electron. It's an electron transporter of sorts. So it comes into something called the Krebs cycle, and that's the cycle that helps us to make energy. Maybe you heard of it as the citric acid cycle, or maybe you heard of it as the TCA cycle. Either way, these three names are for the same thing, for the process that you go through every single day, lots of times, in every single cell for you to make energy. And so I just put these little magnets here as a reflection of where the NAD is working in the cycle of making energy. So this happens in every single one of your cells all day long. And what's the output? ATP, adenosine triphosphate. That's the fancy word for energy. So every single day, all your cells are supposed to be participating in this process of making energy. So these smart folks at the supplement company said, hey, let's make a molecule that we can drive in and insert into the cells so that we all get a boost in these. So you might be thinking, okay, where is this Krebs cycle that we're making energy in? These are within your mitochondria. These are little factories inside of every single one of your cells. And some of your cells might have more than one mitochondria so that it can be making more energy for you. That's what you want, ideally. This is one of the ideas of why you want more muscles. Because the more muscle you have, the more mitochondria you can have within that muscle. So let's draw a little outline here so you get the idea. This is a mitochondria here. Now granted, you usually see them looking like pills like this inside the cells because mitochondria are rumored or more or less studied to have come from bacteria originally. But nevertheless, we're going to use my description here and we're going to say this is the mitochondria. And so this is within your cell, this is happening. And then the ATP is being kicked out, and then now you can utilize that for energy throughout the body. Now, NAD coming in and speeding up the Krebs cycle to help with moving things along is a great concept, right? Well, not so great if you're missing some of the other minerals and vitamins you need to help get through this cycle. So there's things to think about when you're trying to boost your energy. You might need vitamins like B1 or B2 or B3. Now, for those of you that are science geeks, I know that it doesn't go like that in this cycle. I'm doing this for a demo. So vitamins to think about, you might be deficient in if you're having trouble making energy and say you're using a supplement like NAD or the nicotinamide riboside that's going to make the NAD for you. So B1, B2, B3, you might need those. The other big thing is magnesium. If you are deficient in magnesium, you might struggle to even get nutrients in to go through the Krebs cycle because things like carbohydrates, for example, need some magnesium. So do fats, so that we can break them down and put them into the cycle to get some energy. Other issues that could be coming up is that you might be deficient in a little bit of iron. Iron's also helpful, and iron's little symbol, Fe there, might also be missing to help you get through the cycle effectively. One other thing to think about in this case is the possibility that you might have some heavy metals building up in your system, blocking you from going through the energy making process. So I highly recommend, if you're struggling with energy issues, you want to check to see if you have too much lead, mercury, or cadmium. Helps if I can spell. those guys can also be problems that are going to build up in your system. Now, are there other toxic metals and molecules? Absolutely. Lead, mercury, cadmium are some of the most popular ones that are going to block down and bog down your energy making abilities. So, these are things to think about before you start supplementing with something called nicotinamide riboside to help you make NAD, to get through the energy making cycle, to give you more energy. All right. That is a quick tutorial on what nicotinamide riboside does, how it gets into your body, and how it makes energy, plus anything that might be blocking your success and getting the supplement to work well for you. I'm Dr. Jannine Krause.